Start a glitch week. What a glitch. Touching base briefly on why you don't really see a whole lot of things that are big washed up on the shore glitch. It's because you're bigger than most things. Dorf should come back. He should just never mention YouTube at his home. Never mention YouTube at your home glitch. Your wife should don't hide it from your wife. Just say like anything. If she says like, "Hey, see anything good on YouTube?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I got to touch base with SJ Poor and Glitch. It was a lot of fun." You know, just don't mention anything, Dorf. I think that's a good idea. And as far as that brewery blowing up in Florida, I'm not really connected to the news in any way. Most of the news I get from YouTube. So thanks for that, and thanks for blowing up your brewery. And also, you asked about if aliens were sent to Earth, or if aliens sent, say, robots to Earth, would they be in the image of the aliens? And it would only be as if they were using the ships they use for themselves. Like, if I built a machine to run a car, it would look just like a human being because the machine itself is designed for its occupant. But if I was going to send, robots, across the spiral arms of the galaxy, this ship would be designed for robots. So that, it wouldn't be seats and stuff like that in there. There wouldn't be a steering wheel. Hey, buddy. Kilo's chasing rabbits. I'll let him chase them a little bit, and typically he just chases their smell. Like, you'll see a rabbit run off, he'll just smell where it was, all excited about it. And so the robot aliens, an Amish guy with a laser gun, they just look like melted wax. They would form whatever they needed to form to be what they needed to be at the time. And so, like in the last comic ended where it kind of ended and started the same way. It was like those towers, those pyramids in the North and South Pole. The North Pole one blew up. That was the control center for the robots. So 50% of their control centers vanished. And so it shows one of the robots holding up a gear wheel to its eye. And so suddenly, because the robots landed, wiped out everybody using technology and any technology that was functioning, anything that was running, and then they vanished. But then they lost half of their control, and they're holding up, looking at this flywheel, and they're like, "Hey, man, like some organic material, a long wire, and a couple magnetos, a couple magnets, and some flywheels, and you generate electricity, and boom." So that can't happen again, or the alien invasion is over. That last if the one pyramid on the South Pole explodes, invasion over. The aliens will not come to that planet because, as far as they know, their invasion force failed. So the second comic book, Amish guy with a laser gun. This is when how he gets the laser. Because they're not gonna have an Amish powered laser gun or anything like that. They don't even get pockets, Glitch. An Amish guy can't even have a pocket. But so they're moving off everything that is mechanical off people's properties. The Amish people are actually, the Amish guy with the laser gun, he just starts to do it. He starts pushing cars off property, and it's one thing, he's digging with a shovel around the cement struts, holds up a propane tank on this farm. And the other Amish people, this is how it always is. He just sees something needs to be done, and he does it. And then everyone, even if something he can't accomplish, everyone, some people join him, and so things get done. The things he thinks this needs to get done because people see he can't do it by himself. And so the aliens, looking at the flywheel, think, "Oh, you know what? We have to re-identify what counts as tool using," and they start going over the globe again, and just even pushing a car at this point now is tool using. And so they start slaughtering everybody again. And there's an Amish guy with a laser gun and his people and the local farming community all clearing off land and stuff like that. And they're all excited. Earth has been kind of restored to like a park-like setting. And they're excited that they're not going to die. The Amish are like, "We got you covered." And then all of a sudden here comes this robot. He lands down and starts blazing away with a laser gun. All it takes is one robot to wipe out, everybody. And things are exploding. People are dying. People are screaming, why? And there's the Amish guy with the laser gun. He's by the tank and it explodes and his body is like flames all over him. He and his shovel are flown through the air. He lands past the robot, and the robot ignores him because he's going to die because he's engulfed in flame for one. Kind of engulfed in flame. He's on fire. And just continues going and killing all those people. And so the one center shot where you open up the comic and it's just like a full page is an Amish guy with a laser gun like standing up, like rising up, like he's really, really tall, behind the robot, and he's holding like one arm you could see is wasting away in flame, and the other arm he's holding the shovel up, and he whips the shovel down like a sword and severs the arm. Oh, and his eyes are just maniacal because he's engulfed in flame, like he's in so much pain. It's just gotten down to the id, like the very smallest recess of the animal, the reptile part of your brain. And so he just severs this arm off this robot. And this is where we find out they're not human beings, are alien. They're not alive because there's wires and stuff, and this black goo just shoots out everywhere. And the black goo puts out the fire, like it sprays all over Amish guy with the laser gun. It puts out the fire on him. But you see like burned flesh and like what looks like motor oil pouring down his body. And he's standing there and the robot turns around and starts to reach forward with his other hand to grab the arm with the laser gun on it. And the Amish guy is thinking, that can't happen. And so he reaches forward with the hand that's not holding the shovel, which is the arm that's almost burned completely away, and grabs a hold of the that's the severed arm holding the laser gun. And like I said before, they're like melted wax. So the Amish guy with a laser gun, like this was like explained like in a later comic, like all the cells and stuff like that burned up, all the destruction of his flesh, and then coated with that the alien's blood. When the arm hit his skin, it treated him like a robot, like it treated him like a damaged robot because they self-replicated. So the arm adheres to the Amish guy's arm and saves his life, except it doesn't stop the pain. Because robots don't feel pain. So he's still like an excruciating agony, and the skin, like the 3rd-degree burns and stuff like that, you can't see him anymore, but, a little bit on his body. But now they can't be treated. Like it's like a non-stop injury that, you get the idea. It's terrible. And so the thing adheres to his arm, and he's standing there, and he's kind of, wondering. You can see like his eyes dim back down to his normal look, and this robot starts coming at him. And the robot whips up his other arm, which then turns into like more of a knife. And Amish guy with a laser gun now whips up his arm, like it happens like instinctually. That was another thing. He doesn't control it necessarily. It whips up and burns that thing down to the ground. Melts it completely. And then that was like the end of the comic. Number 2 was just him standing there in a field of just wreckage. Everybody's dead around him. Everything's destroyed. Everything's on fire. There's a melted Pula robot at his feet, and there he's standing there with like a shovel in one hand and like the tatters of his jacket on. Like you can see a lot of his arm with the shovel, and then the other arm, like the jacket sleeves, totally removed because it burned up. This kind of glistening, waxy-looking left arm. And, his beard was untouched. His beard never got damaged in any of the comics, as far as I know. And he was just there. He was just stone-faced, looking at what he had to do next. Yeah. It's inspiring. And then, this is where the conflict started, because there he is with an actual, not only, he is now has a part of him is now part of what he hates, not only machines in general, but he is wearing the arm of Earth's conqueror, the destroyer of his people. He has a symbol of it on his body now. And so it's like, it gets all in his head, tweaks him out. But that kind of unfolds as time goes on, like Glitch Week unfolds.